Welcome to Tucson, Arizona. My name is Andrea, and I'm here with Zhuping Hodge, owner and tea master at 7 Cups. Welcome to our video podcast. Today we're going to continue to talk about the tea regions of China. So Zhuping, last time we talked about
Zhejiang province.
So what are we going to focus on today?
Fujian province, which is just next from the Zhejiang province on the in the southeast part of China.
All right, so the southeast part, and it's right next to. So is the climate also that subtropical
Pretty much same.
Climate? Okay.
Just not too cold as the Zhejiang province. The soil also changed. The main soil over there in Fujian province, which is a red, the soil, and summer not too hot, winter not too cold as Zhejiang province. So climate a little bit changed.
A little bit different. So Fujian province, it's interesting because some of the provinces are very famous for one type of tea, like last time we talked about the famous green teas. But it's my understanding that Fujian province has many different, very famous teas. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Fujian province, which is most important province for produce famous tea in the South tea area. They produce, besides the green tea, they produce oolong tea, black tea, jasmine, scented tea like jasmine tea. Also, those technique invented in Fujian province about a few hundred years ago, like end of Ming Dynasty.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the history of this tea producing region?
The Fujian province started produce tea, produce a famous tea on the records. It's in Tang Dynasty, which about 1300 years ago. Then later, in Song Dynasty, next dynasty, which is Song Dynasty, the government even set up the tribute tea factory on the north side of the Fujian, which is very close to the Wuyi Mountain. They produce the best tea cake. They call the Dragon Felix tea cake, which is the main scale is steam. Steamed, just like a sencha, steamed tea, but they will punch it into a cake, then bake it dry. So in that time, the whole country drink the tea as a tea cake. Then later, Ming Dynasty, which about 600 years ago, the emperor Zhu Yuanzhang, he stopped make the tea cake. So he encouraged order the tea producer to make the loose tea. So then the steamed tea cake becomes a loose steamed tea, just like sencha now. But after that, they start to learn some technique from the Anhui province, how to do the fried dry green tea. So the green tea dried by fried, this skill is very new. Then also around the about 400 years ago, the Fujian people started invented how to make black tea, oolong tea, and white tea over there. So Fujian province, which is very important for the tea's history.
And spreading those teas, and because it is right next to the ocean and the port cities, I would imagine that helps also spreading that transportation.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about these famous teas from Fujian province. I see that you're drinking it's a beautiful tea with
tea buds.
Just that's great color. Tell us about this tea.
Silver needle white tea. They only pick the single tea buds to make this high grade white tea. This tea is character very mild. From the famous tea bush, the Fuding Dabai. This tea bush very popular now. Also, I'm going to make some rock oolong tea, which is a region of the oolong tea in Wuyi Mountain. I'm gonna share some rock oolong tea with you.
So the Fujian province, those beautiful Wuyi mountains that make these rock oolongs. That's what we're going to try now. And we're using the traditional yixing pot. using boiling water to keep that temperature high. And so in a yixing pot for a rock oolong, how long will we brew it?
Usually about 1 minute.
Okay, so we'll keep talking while this is brewing, but I'm looking forward to tasting this. It's so interesting because rock oolong, of course, white tea, very different. So are there a lot of different bush varieties in Fujian province?
There are a lot. Thousands different kinds, especially in Wuyi Mountain. There are a lot of tea people like go over there do research. Famous tea bush in Wuyi Mountain, like big red rope, white rooster grass, the golden water turtle, iron boda, Zhuping, those bush, and the lapsang bush, all in the Wuyi Mountain.
Wonderful. So I'm looking forward to this. So while we're brewing this, so we talked about white tea from the Fujian province, and of course the rock oolongs from this region, one of the 4 types of oolong tea. And also, in the same region, black tea was invented. Is that correct?
Yes. There is one village named Tongmu, near in the Wuyi Mountain. When black tea first invented, it's in that village.
How long ago was that?
About 400 years ago. Let's have some oolong tea.
So you can always tell a rock oolong, the smell has that, it's very rich, kind of that earthy minerals from the soil, that very famous soil in the Wuyi Mountains.
Wuyi Mountains soil very special from the other region in Fujian province because there are so many rocks. Rock is size of the mountain over there in Wuyi Mountain. So the tea grow just on the either top of those rocks or side of the rocks. So always with the spring water and the special the mineral very rich mineral with the soil. So the taste very very different from the other famous oolong tea region, the tea which like Tieguanyin from the Anxi province, which is kind of like a center of the Fujian province, which is the other famous oolong tea. In general, we call the Tieguanyin, the Anxi oolong tea over there.
So different region. We'll talk
region.
We'll talk about
that's in the center of Fujian province.
Oh, so it's still in the Fujian province. So we have 2 famous kinds of oolong teas, rock oolongs. And
Anxi oolong. So rock oolong on the north of the Fujian province. Anxi is kind of like a center of the Fujian province.
It's pretty clear why the Fujian province is very important in this southern region for growing tea, because here we have 2 famous kinds of oolongs, the rock oolongs and the anxi oolongs. Then we have white tea, which has become very popular. That's originated in the bush here in this region. There's another tea that's also very popular with tea drinkers, is scented tea, specifically usually with jasmine, right?
Yes.
So what is jasmine tea then?
So jasmine tea, in fact, we started use jasmine tea to scent use jasmine flower scent with the tea. It's pretty new, only about a few hundreds history, 200 or 300. So Fujian, which is very very important for the tea's skill, how to change. So that's for us. It's good place to study the tea.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to continue to enjoy this tea from the Fujian province. And we invite you to visit our website, 7cups.com, to look at these teas, learn more about these wonderful teas from Fujian province. And until next time, we offer you good health and fine tea.
Have more.
Yeah, we have some more. We welcome your questions and comments, so please visit us at 7cups.com and we will answer any questions you have about tea and tea culture.